Rockets. This is Houston Rockets. Red alert. Unchained. Untapped. Untamed. Unfiltered. Unconvinced. Better know what you heard, man. Trying to sound the alarm. Uh, well, and tonight, for April the 26th, 2026, your Houston Rockets playoff run seems to be rapidly approaching as off we are set to face off against the Los Angeles Lakers tonight in about 30 minutes. Um, as you know, the last game was a good game. It was a good game, and it was a very intense, at times performance. We seen guys playing their hearts out. Albert Shangoon had 33 points, and Jabari had 20, 24. Armin had, you know, 25, 27, whatever it was. And guys, everybody just played to their max capacity. Um, Tonight, you know what? A lot of the sports books had Austin Reeves set to return tonight. They had him on the books, but he's still a game time decision. And he not hurt, man. He not hurt. He shouldn't be sitting out if he's not hurt. But with all things considered, because they playing with people's money. They playing with the odds by keeping Reeves out to make it look like you don't know who gonna win. It's just a money grab for Austin Reed to be sitting out right now. But with all that being said, it was a good game. LeBron James did LeBron James thing. He outplayed um everybody on the Houston Rockets team. I mean, with the exception of Alper Shangoon, but he still outsmarted, you know, our whole starting lineup at times. And at times, even when we took the challenge and we was able to fight against them, it was brain over bronze, right? It was a brain over bronze series so far up until this point. And we look to make it a better series tonight. At least some people feel like they want it to be a good game tonight. I've talked to several people who said that they just wish the Rockets would go ahead and lose tonight. So that being said, let's run through a couple of these right quick. One championship. I mean, one goal, championship. One city, Houston, one mission together, one focus, victory. H Town, all for one. Run as one. Los Angeles Lakers. No, we still at home. My bad. Lakers look to penetrate, dish. They got guys who can shoot, who also can put the ball on the floor and get to the rack. They got guys who are good at one or the other thing, but they also well-rounded players. They can put the ball on the floor and get to the goal. They know how to make shots around the basket or from the mid range, or they can just hit jumpers from where they at. And that's everybody really 1 through 4 can do that. High IQ basketball, which has been the thorn in our flesh um throughout the first 3 games, and shooting. And for the Houston Rockets, the pace was way, way better in game 3. It was like, I mean, I can't even tell you miles in comparison from game 1 to game 2. And the way we played in game 3, the pace was astoundingly better. Rebounding has to be our staple. That has to be where we, where your bread is buttered at. And defense, I think, is a kind of a mythical creature at this point, right? Our defense is kind of a mythical creature. Like you see that it's being done, and we know that it's being done at a high level, but you can't really see it in the games when you're losing, right? It's like one of those things. It's like we know that if you have a team that scores 101 points after 48 minutes, Either you did a good job defensively or they did a bad job offensively. We score 101 is because we did a bad job offensively. When another team scores 101 is because we did a good job defensively. Um, because they played good offense. We just played equally as good defense. And so down 0-3, let's see if we can just get a fight. Let's see if we can just get a fight. Keys to the game. Houston Rockets, high alert offensive. Keys to the game. Again, nothing to lose. Attack the rim, off the ball movement. You know, you got to fight like you got nothing to lose. Kevin Durant not playing tonight. I mean, at this point, you kind of do have something to lose because after the way you played Friday, you have to equal that intensity. You can't come back tonight and play less intense. You can play the same and you can not shoot the ball as good. You can have a bad shooting night. But what you can't do is not come back with the same intensity. So if you come back with the same intensity, then what you're showing is you don't have what it takes to compete at the highest level at this point. You have to come back with the same intensity and play just as hard, even if you don't have as good a game. Attack the rim. Alvin Sengun getting to the rim. Amin Thompson getting to the rim. That's 50 points. That's 50 points right there. And all you need is one guy to come along with you to get you another 10, 20, 15. Another guy to come in and get you another 10 or 15. And look, we right there in the mix, right? But Amin and LP, if they get into the rim, that's 50 points. Amin Thompson is shooting 55, 60% field goal range almost, or whatever it is, 50, whatever percent from the field goal range. You have to assume that him getting 20, 22, 23, 24 shots is a good thing for the team because he's shooting the ball at a very high percentage. Yeah, even though it's right at the rim and most of it, but that's the thing. If he get into the cup, most of them layups and dunks. And guess what that means? Those are high percentage shots. Those are the highest percent shot you can get is a dunk. And he has a nice amount of dunks per game. Off the ball movement is gonna open up the floor. Jabbar be getting into the open spots and dialing it up, shooting the ball with intensity. Big game bar, like he said, he likes those bright light moments. White hot light tonight, going into game 4. Houston Rockets high alert defensive keys to the game. Stop the dribble drive. Um, with Armin on Luke Kennard and Reed Shepard on Marcus Smart. And LP has been playing a lot of defense on LeBron James. Guess what's been happening? LeBron is been slowed down a little bit. He's been taking more shots and going over the top of screens and getting more screens and doing more things, but he didn't just go crazy shooting the ball. I mean, he just didn't go crazy scoring the ball like he did the first 2 games with LP on it. LP's had a little bit of success on LeBron James switching with him and Jabbar. The problem has been Luke Kennard has been just dribbling into the paint you know, like Steve Nash, just dribbling to the paint and taking 15, 10-foot jumpers. And we got to stop the dribble drive, not getting all the way to the cup because that's not what they're really beating us with. They're beating us with if you stop the three, I just get the switch and I just beat Reed Shepard to the goal. If you cut down the three, I just get the switch and I'll just beat Reed Shepard to the goal. So Reed Shepard has to continue to be aggressive. Yeah, they're gonna do that, but you got to depend on your team. And guess what? If Luke Kennard is gonna, go in there, miss the lands of the trees, and hit a bunch of mid-range jumpers, so be it. So be it. If LeBron is gonna hit fadeaway 3-pointers, so be it. So be it. Communication, continue to communicate, play as a team. You know, you gotta continue to let Reed know. We got your back. Just stay on the ball, pressure. Pressure the ball. Don't be scared to get up on it and play defense. We got your back if he come down here and communicating with each other is going to be a key to helping each other tonight and make LeBron beat you again. Make LeBron. He's shown he can beat you, but make him beat you because he had to do everything in his power to win the game. And why is that important? Because eventually, you might catch them tired. And tonight might be the night that we catch them tired. Tonight's matchup, fight versus fatigue. A team that's fighting for their life just looks to outrun and fatigue this guy on a quick turnaround Friday to Sunday, on the weekend, away from home. You ain't getting home cooked meals. Obviously you got your chef or whatever like that, but you're in Houston. You know what I mean? You know how the night get in Houston. Um, Hopefully you catch them tired. You know, if they was in LA, it would still be, they're an hour behind. They're an hour behind LA from what Houston is. So they should still feel sleepy. They should still feel sleepy. And we should be able to catch them off guard. Ime has elected to um have the bench closest to the offense in the second half, which means he's going to be really dialed in on defense on the first half. So that can help. Again, tonight, X Factor, player of the game. He has to show up tonight. He hasn't been doing a lot, but to be honest, I got Reed Shepard for a high game tonight, a high scoring game tonight. And if you was looking at the books tonight, they had Reed Shepard plus 3.5. So the odds makers are really thinking that they're going to be playing a different type of defense against Reed Shepard tonight. I'm assuming that they have been watching the game or watching the practices, and they kind of know the game plan is probably to let Reed Shepard get off a couple of shots and try to double down and stop Shangoon. So they're gonna make Reed Shepard beat them tonight, and he's gonna have to beat them tonight. So be very focused because we understand the game plan tonight is gonna be to help off of Reed and to wall up against Armin Thompson. They want to wall up against Armin. They want to blitz against LP, and they want to not switch off Jabbar, and they're going to make Reed Shepard have to beat us. Reed Shepard and Tari Eason going to have to beat this team tonight. So those guys need to be focused when shooting the ball. Defensively, quick hands. You didn't have a steal or a block. It's like a rarity for Reed Shepard. And we need him to continue to be aggressive and play his game. Don't be scared. It's the playoff. Go for the swipes, go for the steals, get in the passing lane, go for all the things that you do. Do you, do your thing. And for the rebounds, again, he had 3 rebounds the other night. And anything is plenty, man. Real spear. Reed Shepard, anything you do is going to mean so much to the team. Um, all right. Now, let me come off of here. Um, Again, the game feel is going to be something like precision, um, smart, precise, high IQ basketball from the Lakers, and a sense of urgency for Houston. Um, you got to fight. You got to fight. And my bad. I guess I cut y'all off here early. Let me get y'all back up. Let me get y'all back up. Hold on. Cut y'all off a little bit early. A little bit earlier. I cut you off a little bit earlier. But we're gonna bring you right back up. We're gonna bring you right back up to date. I'm gonna get you right back in here. We're gonna click through this right quick, and I can get y'all back in. Hey, lo-fi, 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 lo-fi. Trisha LA baby, now you up on Solar. Johnny, I never ever sold my Solar. What? 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 Okay. We're gonna move this on down, move it down a little bit right there. And okay, let me get this back up for y'all. Where was we at? We was right here. Present. Oh shoot, hold on, let me get out of that right quick. Uh Hold on, give me a minute because I did what the shaft sneeze is that all about? Um oh, that's why. Present share screen. I gotta get my screen back up. I did take my joints down. Okay. Present. Uh, Bam. Okay. Now, add this back to the stage. Okay, where was we at? Take the rim off the ball movement, bang, high alert, just stop dribble drive, communication, make LeBron beat you. Reed Shepard, do your thing, chitty chitty bang bang. Let's see Reed do his thing. Now, of course, we not 0-2 anymore, but if we win, we would have to face them. And the at the buzzer final prediction is I think Houston Rockets win this game. They got the spread at 2.3. I mean 2.5 for the spread. I would say take the Lakers, get a points, but I'm gonna say take the Rockets. You still can get a points if you wanted to. Now, hey, so y'all let me know what y'all think about tonight's game, man. If y'all think, we actually stand a chance, we have a chance to win. I don't know if we do or don't. It is a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. I got a couple of minutes. I can let y'all know how I feel about a couple of things from the game from the other night. Okay, look. Albert Shangon, his final shot. Everybody that say that was selfish of him to take that shot, kiss my entire ass. I mean Della Reese, Harlem Knights, alley scene. Kiss my entire ass, right? Reason why I say that is because nobody says that to no other superstar. Anybody that's the best player on their team that has 33 points and that's carrying their team to a victory, you want them to take the shot. Now, he admitted that that might have been the wrong shot to take, but I think he had to force that shot once LeBron came and shook him. Once LeBron though, I mean he should have knew that he when he spent back LeBron was gonna be there. But you don't always know that. But I think yeah, he should have took the shot. He just should have made the shot. He just should have made the shot. A one hand throw up shot, the ball kind of floated off his back two fingers as usual, and it just kind of went right and hit the side of the backboard. I don't as far as that whole he should not have took the shot idea, I don't buy it. You don't say that to nobody else. Just because he missed it, then he shouldn't have took it. If he would have made it, then you'd have said he carried the team. He supposed to take the big shot. You know, that's the kind of person you want on your team, a guy that's not scared of the moment. So you can't have it both ways. You can't want a guy that's not scared of the moment, that's not willing to take the challenge, and then when he take the challenge, you say he's selfish. Kiss my ass. Um, Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard should have passed the ball to Alpha Shangon. Yeah, cool. That's how cool that may be. But at the same time, you want a guy that feels like, hey, they're depending on me to do my job. The problem is we have a problem with XYZ. I feel like I can do it. Let me try to step up and take the challenge. So him even trying to take the ball up the court, his way of thinking what about it was absolutely right. I got the ball. I'm just trying to beat the press, try to get up the court. Why? Because I'm the point guard and that's my job. That's what I've been doing all my life. Not about being young, not about first, second year in the league, not about none of that. I just should have protected the ball and dribbled my ass up the court. So all the he should have did this, he should have did that. Yeah, hindsight is 2020. But if he gets up the court, that's what he was supposed to do. Boom. If LeBron James is not LeBron James, that maybe that don't happen. But he did what he was supposed to do. Could he have made a better play? Maybe, but maybe he throws the ball and LeBron James come flying out of nowhere and intercept the ball. Or Rui Hachimura come steal the ball anyway, right? So maybe he throw the pass and Alper Şengün slip and fall and the ball go out of bounds. You can't say what he should have done. You could just look at what he did and say, was that as bad as I'm making it out to be? Was him as the point guard saying I'm gonna dribble the ball up the damn court. I pass by the man who can't get to me. He can't get in front of me. I done got away from him. I'm outside of his defense box and I'm gonna dribble up the court. That wasn't a bad decision. Yes, LeBron dove around him and tipped the ball out, but his decision to dribble the ball up the court was not a bad decision. You can't say that it was because he could have passed the ball and anything could have happened. But he should have did this. He should have did that. Yeah, but still anything could have happened when he did it. Um, Now the Jabari Smith thing is a little bit different because I've been an advocate of Jabari Smith dribbling the ball. I've said all year long when everybody say, "Well, Jabari shouldn't be dribbling up the court. Jabari shouldn't be dribbling up the court. Jabari shouldn't be dribbling the court." Let me tell y'all what I say. Kiss my ass. Because y'all are the people who've been saying all year, "I don't like when Jabari dribbled up the court. I don't like when Jabari dribbled up the court." And now when he doesn't dribble up the court, he throws the ball away. And now you saying he should have dribbled up the court. No, you can't have it. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both. Now, on the other hand, I can say, hey, I didn't like that play because I've been an advocate of him dribbling the ball up the court all year long. I've been an advocate of Jabari Smith getting the ball, dribbling the ball up the court, playing basketball. You've been playing basketball since you was a kid. Your dad is a professional. You know how to dribble the damn basketball. It might not look cute to everybody, but I've seen you go coast to coast enough times, go coast to coast and dunk on people to feel like you can dribble the ball at the court. Now, for all them hypocrites that's been saying Jabari shouldn't be dribbling the ball at the court, now that he didn't dribble the ball at the court, you can't then switch and say he should have just dribbled the ball at the court. No, no, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that because I've been listening to all you basket cases say you don't want Jabari dribbling the ball at the court. Now I'm gonna stand on my soapbox and say he should have dribbled the ball up the court. Why? Not because he turned the ball over, but because I feel like that's a viable option for us when Jabari dribbles the ball up the court, go coast to coast, slow euro, dunk on somebody, or even when he goes to the court and gets the ball past the half court, and guys don't double team Jabari, so it allows him to operate and get the ball to other players. And even though he's not a great passer, he doesn't usually have a lot of turnovers either. So I can stand on that hill. Um, Ime Udoka, is he fired? Is he out? I know a lot of y'all want Ime out of here. I'm not really convinced that Ime should be out right now. I'm definitely not convinced that Ime should be out before we get to see what he can do after next year. Because I also feel like, you know, the Fred VanVleet, Kevin Durant thing kind of requires Ime to have to say, okay, give me a veteran point guard, you know, Kevin Durant, da 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 da. But I also feel like you can't get bogged down in the gotta win now. No, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to see what you can do with your healthy team, but I'm also not finna salvage my team. I'm not finna salvage my career and my job. If I'm stoned, I'm not gonna salvage everything to try to get you a championship. Yes, I want a championship, but I also want to be here for the next 10, 11 years or however long I want to be here. I'm not going to salvage my whole team just to bring in Giannis and get one championship, right? Because you bring in Giannis, you got KD. How many championships you think they get with Fred VanVleet, Giannis, and KD? How many championships you think that is? Two, three, four. You think they get back to back titles? I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. I just For one, I don't think it's a very healthy team, and I don't think that team is actually young enough to beat the younger teams. I don't think that's a young enough team to really, really compete at a high level. Who's where are you getting your speed and athleticism from? So I don't know. And then Emay's offense is just gonna be Fred VanVleet, Alpha Shango, or Fred VanVleet, somebody run a dribble handoff and pick and roll. They get the ball and then they throw it to Kevin Durant. Then the Kevin Durant get the ball and then he turn around and shoot it, and they're gonna do that a bunch of times. Alpha Shango, be Kate, I mean Fred VanVleet and Amon run a pick and roll, or Fred VanVleet and whoever Jabari run a pick and roll. Jabari get the ball, pass it to KD, KD turn around and shoot it. That's gonna be the whole offense next year. And I'm not ready to fire Ime, but I will posit this. I'll present this to you. The perfect offensive coordinator for E-Man, I said this before, to me would be Steve Nash. I think Steve, if they would have listened to me halfway through the season, I think we'd be in a great position right now with Steve Nash as our offensive coordinator. Mind you, he was the coach with Ime. He gave Ime a chance as a coordinator, as a defensive coach. He could have gave Steve a chance as offensive coach. And Steve has coached with Steve Kerr, right? He coached with Mike D'Antoni. He, played under Mike D'Antoni, coached with Steve Kerr, coached with Ime, coached LeBron. I mean, yeah, coach KD before, and now he's on a podcast with LeBron. So I think Steve Nash would have been a great offensive coach for this team this year. It would have put us in position to have, somebody who's actually sat down with LeBron and know how he think. If they would have got Steve Nash as offensive coach. I said that earlier. Obviously, nobody listens to my pod, so nobody probably knows that. I probably should have tweeted to Raphael Stone because it's a great idea. With that being said, what else did I want to say? Do you expect Jabari Smith to have another shooting night like he did like he did Friday? Not really. Not really. I don't expect him to. I really expect Reed Shepard to have a good night tonight because I think they're going to not play him the way they've been playing him. They've been playing Reed to take him out of the game. I think they're going to commit more to Jabari, more to stopping LP, and more to walling up against Armin. That was our big three. They got to change the game plan. I think they're going to game for those three players, which is going to open up the floor for Reed a little bit. I think Reed Shepard could have a big night tonight. They're not going to stop Armin. Armin's still going to get 20, 22, 23, 24. He's still going to get what he's going to get, especially if they call any kind of fouls tonight. Um, as long as they calling fouls, I'm just gonna get to the line, and he is remarkable from the free throw line. Is absolutely sensational from the free throw line. So, um, good shit. If Armin continues to go downhill, and Al P has another game like he had the other night, don't have to be 33, but 25 would be good. 22 would be good. You know, 20, 23, 22, 23, 24. Any of that is good. He don't have to have another 33-point game. If Armin has, if one of those guys is going to have over 25 or 25 or more, you can pretty much bank on it. One of the two. Um, but I think Armin has to have another good rebounding night. LP has to have a good rebounding game tonight if Jabari doesn't. Um, But again, if they're staying at home with Jabari and leaving Reed open, that means that a lot of balls are going to bounce to Jabari's side of the court because obviously wherever Reed's shooting from, Jabari's not at. So that means the ball is usually going to bounce towards Jabari. Could be a high rebounding game for Jabari Smith Jr. tonight. With that being said, we are about a minute out from the game, and the Lakers look to sweep, but you know we plan to fight back. We gotta we gotta fight back. So tonight really isn't about the Rockets versus the Lakers as much as it's about the Rockets versus the Broom. The Rockets versus the Broom. Who will win? Will your Houston Rockets take on the challenge and defeat the Broom, or will they succumb to the pressure and end up in Cancun? One of the two things is gonna happen tonight. They either gonna defeat the Broom or they could end up in Cancun. We'll find out tonight in about 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes. 65.7% chance that the Rockets win. As to 34.3% chance that the Lakers win. Again, Austin Reeves is out tonight. Cheese and rice, even though I took him on two bets because they had him in the book. Kevin Durant not playing, out. Tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all think Kevin Durant, if even if we win, he should just stay out? If we come back and win the whole series, do we just leave Kevin Durant out? And not only that, what about the we bring him back next year? Do you think? Do it feel like Kevin Durant should be on the team next year? I'll give you a little insight. Here's a little something while I get the game ready. Let me tell y'all something. Um, Kevin Durant bumped his knee before game one. He bumped his knee in practice. He was out game one. Game two, he came back. He played lights out. Could have been a shot. Could have been smelling salts. Played lights out for about a good 2 quarters. And then that was it. That could have been a shot. That could have been injected. Could have been a shot. That could have been a boost me up, right? Cool. Um, Game three, he was out. Now, Malika Andrews or whoever the lady was on ESPN, she said he was out for an ankle injury. We heard he bumped his knee on Monday. On game one. Ime said he was getting hip therapy or some shit, right? He was getting his hip worked out or something, right? Why he's not on the bench? Hip treatment. That's three totally contradictory statements about one guy's health. Tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Am I hearing the wrong thing? Because old girl definitely said, um, what's it called? She definitely said that he was his ankle. And then Ime definitely said hip treatment. But we was told that he was out for his knee. Right? So he got a knee, an ankle, and a hip treatment all in one woo wop. All in one woo wop. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? All right. Let's see where we at. Let's see how we feeling. How you living? What? How you living? What? How you living? And you walk all like a balloon. Huh? See, it's never too fly. It is never too soon. So we're gonna see how these Rockets play tonight. Can they defeat the Broom? Um, y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick back and I'm gonna watch a little bit. I might come on and talk a little bit. Let y'all know what I'm looking at. I ain't gonna call no game, but if it get real, I will pop up and say some shit just to say some shit. But other than that, I'm gonna kick my feet back. I'm gonna watch this daggone game, and y'all know how it go down. Hey, you know what I can't do though? I don't know if I can leave that on because they were sticking it to me, man. But they was sticking it to me. They kept on playing music. They be playing so much music. See, now I know why they do that though. They play all that music in your ear, man, so they can get you with the trademark. If you try to do something, they can get you with the trade. It's fair use though. It's a fair usage. Can you dig it? I'm talking about they hit your boy with the boom, ping, ping. Listen to the ear shit that I bring. And you know what I could do, man? I could just drop this and then come back and then we could chop it up later. Or I can mute this and then I can let this what's it called it play in the background. What my background music at? Real spill. I can let this play over that. Yeah, I can do that real quick. Like cheese is hot. Cheese and rice. I feel like straight Lucifer up in this mode.
I'm with my focus. Focus on what's on our section.
Yo,
We tune in to blessed. Haters can't get no reception. What you is fake, I can't accept. Get accepted when y'all get accepted. See something so sexy, they see what we building. When we in the building, they come no expect it. I'm so project ECT in the settle. I'm so project, but I still don't project it. My soul is protected. Take it to Texas, so welcome to Texas. You got on the best, we got a new invest. I guess it's the my best, which is just my assess. Life is a beach. If you got some beef, you can get you some S. Don't turn it to breakfast. I'm running a fast break. Well,
hey yo, I'm not getting no.
Every show needs a spark. Ours, you. Step into the spotlight for a one-on-one fire debate. Call out a take, defend your own or a beat and teach masterclass. Winners earn bragging rights and rewards. Email redalert. .rocketzone@gmail.com to lock your
Yo, yo. Okay.
Spot or choose a topic from our board.
Jesus, all right.
Thanks for supporting the movement. Tap subscribe, drop a like, and if you want to buy us a coffee, Cash App,
Cash for cash.
$26KG1. Every show needs a spark, and you are ours. Salute to you.
Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding.
Whew, shit.
Rockets look to keep their season alive and avoid.
Yeah, it's gonna be on. I wish they go ahead and come on with the game. Shit. There we go.
No Eagle, the Hall of Famer Grant Hill, Ashley Shamity with us as well. 30 seconds left. It felt like Houston had it won regulation in Game 3. Not the case as the Lakers come back and start.
Yeah, and the Lakers collectively not giving up. And, of course, the big-time play from LeBron James, getting a steal, knocking down a three. This Lakers team resilient, showed toughness, down injuries, and LeBron James continues to play at the elite level. The second age with this guy.
Feels like the word we're going to hear a lot tonight is desperation. How desperate is Houston to keep the season going? How desperate is LA to overcome that and be the more desperate team as Joe Redick has preached this whole series?
They're the best.
All right.
Desperation was the key. Lakers want to close out this game. Houston wants to
30 for 30 for me.
series go back to LA.
What the hell?
Our three officials here tonight.
Oh.
The Lakers looking for their first series in the playoffs since 2010. Houston trying to go the first team in NBA history to come down 0-3 and win the series. Smart has it. He has been excellent in this series for the Lakers coming off a game in which
I'm in the chat. I'm in the chat with y'all.
huge moments late in the fourth and in overtime as James passed and kicked the 47. The basketball off the ball.
Luke Kennard has just
They flips 180 to get to that point right now. But Brady Shepard responds for a 2-0. And that's of course Shepard shooting here in the playoffs. He needs to get going and here tonight for the Rockets. Don't forget no Kevin Durant for this Rockets team. They understand that the attention that Durant was would not be going to score with them. And long rebound tracked down by Lamar. He thought about it. Now a second chance for this Lakers squad. Early entry. 8 back outside. Step back 3. And on that time. We're playing a little bit of a rhythm offense with Thompson and Smith in particular. That combined shift into a 33 and 16 against 3. But that was too high. There's two things the Rockets did there in game 3. Offensively, the three of them played well. Just obviously that meltdown down the stretch. And I thought the improvement on the defensive end in the second half in game 3, maybe their best half of defense here in this series.
Lakers 1 for 3 to start. Nice find for Ayton inside, and he finishes.
LeBron James averaging 8.7 assists in this series. Near triple double. 5. Nearly 10 points, almost 9 assists. He's been spectacular at 41 years old, played 45 minutes in game 3. Smith ended up 3.
You talked about Marcus Smart,
that really stepped up in their forwards. And the outside looks out, makes through, that's what's on. Playing so free and loose. Obviously, JJ.
loss in game 3.
Stripped out of the hands of Smith. Meanwhile, on is down. 5 on 4 and a half court. The open man is Smith. He was over. And it's swiped down by him.
Smart back up, grimacing on his way back down the other end.
Kennard directing traffic. He's a great distributor along with his shooters. That's not what he's doing.
He's getting out.
Richard Elway. There's a reason on the bus with Rocket Big. The offensive glass in the series. Honestly, that's what I get to do. See, that's why he's taking away behind. They've changed. That could easily be a takedown. That's what J.J. Redick comes for. His Rockford sifted out. And the officials would come together to see whether or not that should be a take foul. Certainly felt like it got to the play period. Kevin Durant is on the bench today. He's not on the bench. 8-3. Getting 3 minutes. It is a transition take foul. James Williams eventually makes the call. So it'll be throw a ball for LA. How many times did you see this LeBron James on the court where he is the best 60 coming at you? You steam ahead. Oh, he threw the foul. Basically, the entire season of the NBA, while played inside the break. The Rockets hit their first score. They missed their last 4. Lakers defensively have been clutching the series. And what you just said, so the entire NBA and 21 is best 6 points. It's just the fitness, the condition, the longevity. It's incredible.
Exactly what J.J. Redick talked about. He said as he's gotten older, he's actually ramped it up all even more. His sleep, his diet, his fitness. 7 to shoot now for Hachimura. Another pull-up pop, this time short. For Houston, it felt it was going to be a big deal if they could deliver that first punch. Can they find something offensively with Shingo? Now Teaser checks the feet. Can't hit. James taps it over Hachimura.
Right now, Lakers doing a good job limiting to 1 shot. At the red, good force there on the turnover. Thompson gets it. That's their one of the challenges in this series. LA turning the ball over a lot. Houston has to force these turnovers and get out and score in transition, like on that last play. Rockets have to get to the last 5 from the 4 before that transition opportunity.
Now it's Hachimura and Smart.
Playing catch. Foreman's gone in this opening quarter. Smart up and drop. Knocked away by Shingo. Smith in the open court. Finds the trailer Thompson. Extra for Shingo. Thompson couldn't get it. And it's knocked out of bounds, but a loose ball foul. Oh, the other one. Shingo can't believe it. Right here, active hands trying to get Smart open down the court. Thompson in transition. the NBA, that's the kind of game there that the Rockets have to play. Miscommunication on that pass, and she could put it on. So there's an opportunity there for the Rockets. They did a good job. They good. Nice job done for LeBron James. Let's take it with that.
I know you just mentioned how much LeBron really focuses on his body, his diet, his sleep, shot behavior right before the game. He said the whole season adjusts his span on full body. LeBron James has the lowest body fat percentage of anybody on the team. He said it's actually insane. At the high level, granted, as we had already talked about, his love for the team, he has become obsessed with being able to perform at this level at the stage.
JJ actually said that's basically impossible for a 41-year-old. Thompson just has to swipe down there to get Shepard on the foul.
Kind of embarrassing as a teammate to have a 41-year-old lower body fat than
everybody else.
on the team. But it's one thing for saying, hey, this guy's got an incredible body fat percentage of 41. Versus other NBA players, it's where it's like, well, you're telling me that Marcus Smart and like DeAndre Ayton, who's an incredible shape himself as a bogey checks back in, checks in the post time, I should say, and Thompson will sit. It's going to be interesting with Amen Thompson out on the bench. They have been pummeled, the Houston Rockets, in his bench minutes in this series. His plus minus has been evident when he's played, which has been 134 minutes through 3 games. They are plus 7, minus 27 in the 15 minutes that he's missed. They force a turnover. A Kobe on the run. Try to beat Smart. Smith for the slam.
Once again, forcing turnovers, getting out in transition before that Lakers defense can get set. It's the best offense you can.
He made a note that himself that this series is far from over. Even his team can be the first to come back from 3-0 down. LeBron James too strong, and he walks down on his six. It'll be 2 free throws from James, and we come back. Houston's getting out and running.
Out and running. Rockets basketball at its best. Forcing turnovers, flying down the court.
Well, if you didn't catch this, on Friday, Game 3, he was up 45 seconds remaining in a 6-point game. Turnover, foul on a 3-point attempt. Marcus Smart got fouled by Jayshawn Tate. Then Reed Shepard with the double as opposed to advancing the pass. LeBron in the post. LeBron gets it back. LeBron hits the three with 13.1 seconds remaining to tie the game and eventually send it to overtime. And he decided, okay, we're going to watch out to be the game as opposed to winning a day. But more than anything, how does this team respond? He said, focus on the positives. We had so many positives over the course of 3 quarters that got us that 6-point lead. Focus on those things, try to replicate those things here in Game 4.
Yeah, and I like we talked about that. Right after the game, let's address it, let's learn from it, let's move past it, and not come back and put a light on the confidence and build up these guys getting ready for this Game 4. But I'll tell you what, Noah, play in close situations this season has really defined this Rockets team, giving up big-time leads in both quarters.
We're 22 and 23 in the plus games this year, which is tied for the most games played with Dallas. But 16th in the NBA in win percentage, and a lot of it could be pointed to the lack of Brett Van Vliet as their true point guard. Shepard continues to find a range.
And his rhythm offensively is a must. You said it best. Really haven't had a seasoned veteran point guard to take charge of things, particularly in clutch time.
Good ball broken on the outside. Here's Kennard, who had a massive game, 1 5 of 5 and 3. This time another 2, and he nails it. But he comes up a little bit hobbling.
Confidence that he is playing with. And think of him as a catch and shoot guy, but he's got points in his game, off the bounce, coming off screens, making plays for the Lakers.
Shepard with Laravio just checked in on him. Now it's Şengün going right at James. Down. Şengün, couple of spins. James stays in front and forced a miss. James swipes down the rebound. His second. 4 points, 2 boards, 2 assists in the first 6 minutes of this game. Laravio goes. Here's Travis. And then he's fouled by Shepard. That'll be his second.
Talked about Reed Shepard. I like this. Just confident and decisive there. Lakers a late switch there on that pick and roll action. And Shepard making them pay. And then nobody guarding Kennard and grimacing a little bit coming up after making that shot there. But Kennard just, first 2 games, 50 points combined in LA. Struggled a little bit in Game 3, but he has been effective and efficient here early 2 or 3 for the field. 5 points.
But still effective. You wanted to make sure you talked about him because of where he went to school? Or?
Well, speaking of school, I opted out of commentating. But my math is every time I go to ball.
That's why you do worse for a living. I feel you. The Lakers go up by 4 in the early going here. Only 1 3-point attempt so far from Rui Hachimura. Meanwhile, Houston 1 for 4. That's been some of the role reversals. Kogi, kick it out. Aaron Holiday in the game. But he comes up short. A lot of contact and loose ball foul going against LA. Good to see Aaron Holiday out there who is dealing with an abductor issue according to Ime Udoka. Josh Okogie also was dealing with back tightness, and that was a big reason they didn't play major minutes. There was short spurts in Game 3 when they felt they really could have used both of their presence.
I thought your bench particularly at home helps you so much, and injuries adding up.
This time a shooting foul, the second shooting foul against the Lakers, but it'll be Smith going to the line for 2.
You see right here, Jabari Smith Jr. has that hot release point, and LeBron tried that whole Shane Battier and it tested the face there, made a little contact low on that jump shot attempt. This is where Houston has struggled in the half court. Their efficiency down in this series.
It's the premier weekend in thoroughbred racing with high fashion and high stakes, and it begins next weekend with the Kentucky Oaks leading right up to the Kentucky Derby on NBC and Peacock. You got your Derby fit ready?
I do, yes. I won't be at the Derby.
No, but it's
fit.
Yeah, I didn't ask if you were going to be there. I just asked if your fit was there.
My fit will be right.
Okay, well, it always is.
Derby-esque.
Derby, yes. I want Derby full. James stays out there with Hachimura, Kennard, Laravia, and Hayes. Holiday, Okogie, Thompson, Şengün, and Smith. At 5 for Houston. Holiday forced the turnover. Looking to run. Holiday puts the head down, and he gets all the way to the rim. He couldn't finish it. Now James the other way. Nobody after his six. James will go coast to coast, and he tripped. Thompson, the last line of defense, and LeBron will shoot two. And he is feeling it there. Looks like he got right on that shooting elbow.
Bad court balance. Looked like right here, LeBron kind of kept in the nose of it. And Thompson in transition, but Smart initiating the contact there. Grimacing. We're going to have a later grimacing here on the floor there. I guess when you're 41, you earn the right to do that. Floor balance has everybody went to the glass there for Houston. Nobody back in defense.
You know what number of playoff game this is for LeBron James as he plays another one with his son Brian? You know how many he has played over the course of his career?
I don't, but I know I'm going to find out soon.
296 playoff games today.
So that's like, well, I'm not good with numbers, but that's 3 full NBA seasons.
3.5 full NBA regular seasons. If you just add it up, his only his playoff experience, not to mention, think about all the years that he sent his team to the finals, played deep into June, and then had to come right back, and in October, stuff that next season. The durability factor has been off the chart.
A lot of mileage on that body, but still effective getting it done.
Shit, goes to the top. Back down on the ball, and he'll get free throws.
It is bully ball, and the decisive move there from Shannon just catches it at the elbow, using that size, backing down, no resistance there from Hayes, and Shannon focusing games in LA, he's struggling shooting over the left of the Lakers center, but kind of found his rhythm there in game 3, big-time scoring effort, and must continue with that here in game 4.
Game 6, Smart back in. You mentioned the game 3 efficiency. Cancun, playoff career high in points and rebounds, 33 points, 16 boards. He was the first Rocket with 30 or more points and 15 or more rebounds in a playoff game since Charles Barkley against the Lakers in 1999.
Rarefied air.
We do have some other rarefied air type Houston Rockets in the building that did come to pay their respects to Grant Hill.
Some legends here. I'm surprised they came. I thought they were coming over to
see me?
No, Tyler.
I think they're blocking about a half step late as Hayes was walking down the rim. Thompson's going to pick it up.
Great ball movement there, dribble handoff, and Hayes, that's what he's known for, diving to the rim. And Thompson just a little bit late in that rotation. Heels were on the dotted line there. Talking with J.J. Redick, he said we got away in that second half in game 3 with all movement, player movement, getting the ball side to side, working that defense. And confidence that we could do this with some opportunities every possession.
This was moments ago. Remember, LeBron took that ball and looked like he was pulling his shooting elbow. You see as he went to the bench, he was wincing, certainly feeling the pain. Continues to cool off and get set for his next stint. Meanwhile, already 2 fouls on this time. Henry jumping in his opening quarter. Not a team, especially without Durant and Steven Adams, that had a ton of depth available to them. And only 3 points. The lowest emphasis inside. Thompson had it knocked away. And doesn't call the jump ball.
Great hands here by Arabia there. Preventing a layup there at the rim from Thompson, and I'm not sure it's a jump ball. It looked like he just swiped at it. If anything, it might be an up and down there by Thompson. He had landed before he passed it to the corner.
They do have Chris Cross playing, so automatically it's a good decision. I love that. Back down. Back down on Cancun, and the ball is going to be called on Marcus Smart. Cancun again forcing the issue with the physical play.
A lot of ball movement here for the Rockets. Cancun just kept it at the top of the key and backing down the defender. It doesn't matter if it's Hayes, Hayden, or Smart there. It's been the MO this year for the Rockets. Not a lot of ball movement, a lot of isolation one-on-one.
Thompson. On the day, Nearly 20 points per game in the series, 26 points and 11 rebounds in the Game 3 loss. His 11th playoff game in just his third season in the NBA. 3.5 to play in the first. Lob it up. Hayes had to go up, but he couldn't make it in. Rebound tapped around. Eason claims. Numbers the other way if they hurry. Şengün looked it off and flies in. Alfred Şengün with a slam. The eyes, they never lie. Except when Şengün's in transition. Making 3 to play in the first. Smart drive and kick. Arabia looking to attack. Şengün. Rejected. Eason on the head. Swatted it out of bounds. Timeout for Houston in front. Şengün says, now you see me. Now you don't. Done now for the DraftKings Player Tracker. We're looking at LeBron James. It is LeBron. When you sign up. Basketball. Here, freak he is. When he was at
lifestyle allows you on the versatility, all game shooting at a good time. Unfortunately, Houston's got to help that. For Jackson Hayes into his second personal. If it ain't broke, don't change anything. That isolation here, spread the floor and let Shingu take his time. The Lakers are hesitant to help. He's using his physicality, his strength to get to his spot, drawing a foul on the line where he number 2 today.
After almost 25 years, the WNBA returns to NBC, and it all begins May 17th on NBC and streaming on Peacock. Big season ahead in the W as Hayes will sit with 2 personal fouls, 2 fouls for Thompson and Shepard for Houston.
May 17th.
I'd say there's a good chance. I'll be there. We'll be there.
I'll be watching.
You're going to be locked in. Critiquing. Okay, you're going to be texting. Approaching 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. All has been at 19. Lakers led by as many as 5. The 1-point lead from Houston just a moment ago. Kennard looking for the screen from Eaton with 5 to shoot. Kennard gets decent. Going to have to make it happen himself. Step away. 1 to shoot. They're not going to get it off the time. That's what happened.
They went to Rocket Shoot around this morning. Spoke with Ben Thompson, and their biggest thing for these first 3 games was keeping the Lakers under 30 points. They feel like that has been just the problem in these last 3 games. So right now we're off to a good start, but they need a sense of urgency to come out and play the defense that we're seeing in the first. We think is going to be the difference maker for game 4.
And Ime Udoka shared those sentiments for the spring game. Said that's what's hurt us in the series. You take away a lot of those first quarters and how far down they've had to come back from to get themselves back in the game. So you can't have it happen today in a dual-dot situation. Also got to start next time. We're going to continue to wait for the position there, see it inside, make it have the ball consistent, fighting against the net stuff. Leading score now with 8 points. 90 seconds to play in the first. James back down the court with 8 Smart, Vanderbilt, and Moravia. Short ball with Moravia. Attacking on Smith. Fake, but he couldn't finish. Hit balls around and is ripped away by Eason. Here comes Houston. Holiday. Step back. Give it easy.
Holiday looks healthy right there. As we talked about getting off these good starts, the first 3 games, Lakers scored 30 plus in all 3. Right now, the defense is what's leading the charge for the Rockets.
And Marcus Smart just calms it down with a little flip. Meanwhile, Aaron Holiday, 3 bench points. That matches what Houston had as a team in game 3 with 1 shot. 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Rockets. Thompson attack and knocked off of Thompson out of bounds.
Early, beautiful steal inside, great pass, and the footwork. He was missing some of those shots in LA, but Şengün's locked in. And then Holiday, we talked about his health and obviously needing that production off the bench. And Holiday showing some emotion here, continuing to compete.
For the Lakers to get it back to within 1 and tie the game. Smart, scoreless in this opening quarter before that last flip. They tried to get another one on the board for Dusa. Keeps it. Kick. With the 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock check. Off the hole for a good one. 12 to shoot. Vanderbilt steps up. Looks out to give for the Lakers with 5 to shoot. Outside. Open look. Can't get. Rebound into the hands of 8. Ripped it away from the penalty. Throw it away. Houston with a chance to take it home. It's a penalty. 1.9 left. Moravia. They never started the clock. It didn't look like it was out of bounds delivery. Smart tried to just flick it all in one motion. I'm not sure he got both feet behind the baseline. First, it was the turnover from Ayton. Kobe with a loose thing. Did he get behind the baseline before he flung that down court? And he did not. So it'll be a violation going back to Houston. They'll have another chance with 4 9 on the clock. Holiday to inbound. Looking, finding Smith. Got it all. Just put it down. But good look and a good finish to this first quarter. 26-21. Houston down 0-3, back against the wall with a 5-point cushion after one. You're watching Sunday Night Basketball, presented by Kia. Welcome back to the NBA playoffs. Presented by Google. 26-21 Houston. Absolutely won the big shot. Quarters, and so for Houston coming out a sense of urgency, which we expected, but executing the defensive plan and strategy, they just got to continue to stay with it. Three from Smith is good. That's a good sign right now. Houston from the three-point line, 33%. They've struggled this season shooting. Scrappy play on the defensive end continues for the Lakers. 8 turnovers in that first quarter. Too many turnovers. They got to value the basketball. There's a tic-tac foul from Tari Easton on LeBron James. Meanwhile, first minutes for LeBron James, as we've seen through this series, and he has provided a nice spark off the bench, had 5 points on back-to-back possessions in Game 3. That includes the 4-3, and then the lob from his dad. Those two have had so much fun. I'm talking about how much of a joy and a privilege it has been to carry the court in playoffs in meaningful minutes. As they couldn't secure the offensive rebound, but there was a reason why it fell. This was for Game 3. This is a moment that you got to have saved if you're the James family immediately. 100%. What a beautiful
sometimes in the driveway.
Yeah, maybe the rim was a little lower when they hit it back in the day, but they do it on a playoff board, and LeBron just feels like he's using his confidence-wise that he has stepped out there. He can look the grenade here, attack wide, and put it in. What a find by James, and then he does the rest. Talking about confidence, what a drive and finish.
James just continues to be more comfortable here in the postseason. Funny, James said that.
We'll go to the number. Thompson and Euro, and the English, but he couldn't put it all the way down. James going to be hounded by Aaron Holiday, another Royal family in the NBA. James had the opening, didn't take it. Instead of more back outside. James attacked on Holiday, got some paint, spray it out. Vanderbilt open, hit with the three. And rebound goes right to Smith is on the Lakers. Lakers now 0 for 3 from downtown. That's an area they have really excelled so far in this series. They're shooting 46% from three-point territory, the best in the playoffs. Holiday, shovel, extra, decent, extra. Can't hit three. Vanderbilt, one decent three there. They both the turnover on LeBron. All around 18.
And that's how they have to play. I mean, they have to force turnovers. The Lakers game 1, 20 turnovers. In game 3, they turned it over 21 times. Active hands and intensity for the Rockets not only stop them on defense, but create those offensive looks at the other end.
James back down on Smith. Double comes. James off the side backboard. Now it's Thompson in transition. No numbers will pull it back. Taking a major step as a playmaker. They put the ball in his and Reed Shepard's hand with the injury. Preseason Fred VanVleet. Little zone look matchup there. Spin and Thompson showing off the athleticism.
Just a great first step. A first step Fred VanVleet for Brooms.
Largest lead here for Houston. 3 minutes into the second. Up the ball looking inside great. Got the matchup with Smith, and he knocks down the J.
Nicholas needed that right there. And trying to manufacture offense as Marcus Smart and Kennard have been so good on the perimeter in this series on the bench.
Smith working on James. Let's step into it. Catch in. Rebound Vanderbilt. Trying to get it to the Brown. It'll be Bronny. Got to get it across there, and he does just in time. Back to back. Bronny finds the open man. And touch the ball. Put it down there. Put it away tonight.
Bronny James has done a good job driving, getting deep touches, finding shooters. Vanderbilt missed the corner three. Dr. Moore knocking down that open three.
It was just for Bronny in 4 minutes of that. Now it's Thompson's serve. Right at 8. Up to the pump. Holiday with 10 to 2. That's Thompson at numbers there.
Contest there by 8. With Thompson making the pay.
They've all clock issue here. Shot clock started before the inbound. Just double checking. And it looks like all is good here. 7:43 back on the clock. And some reports of J.J. Redick and his Lakers to make sure they turn the ball and they give them good looks. Even if they don't score, they have a chance to get that sector defense. Those live ball turnovers are really what has Houston in this league right now. James will pull. Rebound back tap. Bronny James is there. Hachimura thought about it. Bronny with 9 to 2. Back to Rui. Now it's LeBron James in the corner. 4 to 2. James a tough one. Weak side rebound. Vanderbilt again keeps it alive. And then could not secure it. Ayton tried to squeeze it.
Right here, just a beautiful spin. One of the best first steps in all of basketball. So hard. We talked about Bronny James. He's getting into the defense, collapsing the defense, and finding open shooters. Lakers manufacturing some baskets buckets here midway through the second quarter.
J.J. Redick said they've got their kind of set rotation certainly in the first half, but then based on the middle of the game, the third and fourth quarters, they start to go with more of a feel, which is why Bronny got that second stint in game 3. He played his 5-minute stint here in game 2. We'll see if he gets another with somebody. Shep comes up short. Smart hits the deck. Smart, Hachimura, Bernard, Hayes, and James. The starting five back out there for LA.
It's straight back. Julius getting slipped out. Shepard on the drive. The feed. Shepard finished this one. It's defense to offense in Houston.
And that's been Houston at their best. Active hands, active bodies, great defense, a beautiful block, and transition. The big man runs, reward them. The Rockets rolling. In this important and obviously the defense offense here this first half.
Maybe joke before the game game. He said, we talked about it as a staff and related to the guys. We have done this before. There was a back-to-back during the regular season. Phoenix and Golden State, they didn't have KD for personal reasons. He said it was some of our best games. So we have proved that we can do this.
And that first turnover, Smart just fumbles that one out of bounds. Not only prove that they can do this without KD before, but also prove that they can come back from a postseason deficit last year down 3-1. Game 7 and eventually fall just short to Steph Curry and company, but he makes out like, guys, you've been here before, back against the wall, can you respond and do it again? Jabari Smith, not that time, and it's hooked to Hachimura. This is the largest lead of the series, though, for Houston, now at double figures. 8 Smith, and score.
Like the footwork there by Ayton there, decisive, getting to that head shot. And they're turning it over. They have 11 here in this first half. They get quality looks every possession.
And going the only player in double figures on either team. Looking to get his lead back. Throw it in between two, but Thompson comes away with it. 7 to shoot. Directing traffic. Thompson thought about it. 3 to shoot. It is Finney Smith had it stripped and swept comes away with a loose ball. Now James on the run. LeBron puts the head down, and he can't finish with the foul. He's going to go against Jabari Smith Jr.
That's all he can do when he gets those steps going in transition. Not afraid to use the body. And right at the ball by Jabari Smith, really all you can do. Like we talked about LeBron in Game 3. 45 minutes. Just keep a little coming out here in Game 4. Looks looks young.
It looks like LeBron. Take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Let me see Peacock tomorrow. It is Game 4 between Detroit and Orlando. With Detroit, the number 1 seed, trying to get even and get that to 2 at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Minnesota Denver Game 5, 10:30 Eastern. As Denver tries to stay alive. Peacock tomorrow. OKC at Phoenix Game 4 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. All these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. So James with a pair. He's now up to 4.
Playing great at all on the road, but it's sluggish, turning the ball over, but just staying attached, not letting Houston extend that lead, and they've got the 10 at times.
On up a deep one, Shepard comes up short. Rebound in the hands of Shango. Second chance. Shango to Euro, and he's fouled. Jackson Hayes trying to stay in front. Hayes already had the 2 quick fouls earlier in this game, and now he's going to pick up number 3.
How about the skill there from Shango? 6'11", 243 pounds. Great activity from Finney Smith. It's the Euro. He doesn't play above the rim. He's crafty, great footwork, all the fakes. Just second-time All-Star. Game 3 showed he was an All-Star and continues with his 11 points here in the second quarter.
It's one downside so far tonight. Quick shooting 3 of 6 during the season, shot it at 69%. James goes to the bench. Laravia comes back in. Hayes stays out there. He has 3 fouls. Smart on the outside. Runs into Thompson. On the left. Hayes all alone for the slam. Beautiful look from Smart. And Hayes showing off that length. Sheffield got hit on the screen. Shepard has been quiet. Step away.
Nice little side step corner right there. Shepard with confidence.
Houston responding with their offensive punches, and they continue to get stops. More on the drive. Rockets shooting 47%. The Lakers at 45. Thompson looking inside for Shingo. 3 fouls for Hayes. Shingo can go right back out. Took the shoulder, and Shingo squeezed it through, but good finish. 5 on 4 the other way. Shingo late to recover. Lob it inside. All along Arabia.
Execution by the Lakers. It's in transition. Luke Kennard in high school was a quarterback. Looked like one right there. Found the wide receiver. Arabia early post up in transition. The frustration from the Rockets as the Lakers go on a little bit of a run here.
Right, he was a quarterback, but he was a right-handed quarterback.
He was.
And he's led the NBA on several occasions in three-point shooting as a left-handed shooter. Never makes any sense. It doesn't. Thompson can't hit there. J.K. Redick said that basically everything else right-handed, and yet he's the best spot-up shooter in the league right now. So that might have been my job. I thought he was going to shut the ball. He started shooting left-handed, see what happens. This time he tried to hit it inside and left-handed pass. Take it away. Shepard up ahead. He's the So Eason will shoot fair. 3:09 to play in this first half.
And this is where the Rockets have had success in transition. A little bit late here, keeping back, a whole bunch of work to do. Just reach in there. If not, it would have been an easy two for Eason. But I like the energy and the intensity that these Rockets continue to play with here in the second quarter.
So Eason with his first attempt of the night. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and that back block in 18 minutes so far. He's going to trip to game 3 of the NBA Finals, making playoff picks now with NBA Pick'em streak to the finals. Play free at NBA.com/Pick'em or on the NBA app.
We now know an important time for both teams. Who can go Game 2 in LA. Rockets pretty much dominated that first half. Lakers closed strong, and they used that momentum to fuel it in the second half. A closing half always important, particularly in the playoffs. Smart move inside from AD. Good run from that Kobe, but it didn't matter for AD. Too big for the Dukes. So 8 now up to 10 points on 5 of 6. He's the leading scorer for LA. Back to Thompson, spray it out. The best half-court there. The Rockets ball movement, better movement. Tatum into that open court three. 10 assists now for the Houston offense. Smart looking right back to 8. This is just alive. Trying to deliver it over the top of the side advantage. Trying to get about Wilson. Now this is a really hurry here. Jeff stop on a dime. 8 stayed with him. Reset for Kobe. 15 to shoot for Shepard. Now a switch against 8 back on to Kobe. They want that mismatch with Shepard on 8. Can't get it. Skip it. Thompson. 4 to shoot. Ahmed. Ball. And it cashes in. Tell you what, he has worked on that little pull-up jump shot. As he continues to make that, he will be dangerous. Oh. Thompson now 8 points. And the Lakers will take a time. Smart did put that one through. On his way to the bench. Rockets up 8. Welcome back here to Houston with Kevin Durant out for the game and Shinwood on the bench. This set right here was great action, ball movement, dribble handoff, pick and roll. The ball is sick, great activity. And speaking of great activity, one of the best ever, the Dream. Hold on a second. That dude's got a Lakers hat and a team jersey. Oh, he's got a Lakers jersey. Look at that team jersey. What's happening here? I think whatever team is hot at that moment, he just kind of goes with, you know. Yeah, he's got options. He's got options. You don't have options in life. He's hedging his bet. I respect it, I guess. Meanwhile, 8-point lead. He's got full Lakers. He's got full Lakers. I mean, somebody did ask me to sign a Lakers jersey earlier. They did. I was shocked. I've never been asked to do it. A piece of paper, happy to do that. I never played for them. Played for it, you know. He's in third foul. James back half smart. Oh, they couldn't pick it up, and Aiden right there for the flush. Caught sleeping in the backcourt. And 8 with a dozen in this first half. Oh, the spin, Shepard bouncing, Şengün extra. It's Smith. Hachimura got a piece. What a play by Thompson. A chance for 3. And yeah, you can flex on him. Oh my. Right there was just an incredible athlete. Thompson goes up, gets the short shot, presence of mind to put it back in toward the contact as well. A freakish athlete kind of whittles it in there. Thompson, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. His activity just never stops moving on both ends. Meanwhile, foul going against DeAndre Ayton with his second. Keep an eye on him. Ayton has been a driving force of this Laker offense. Meanwhile, LeBron James has been flat
Six on the floor. Run it back down and it's knocked away. Shepard takes it away with numbers the other way. Shepard all the way in for two. Hunter just leading for Houston. Final minute of this second. It's a 10-2 Rocket front. Hitting the score. Looks to the heavens and says, thank you very much.
Well, he has bailed them out here in this second quarter, just using his size and his strength there. Beautiful touch. Interior play. And he gets that ball against the smaller defender. He doesn't bring it out. He keeps it high. They made a late violation here on this free throw attempt.
So Nate will get another look at it. Well, Thompson, 3 fouls.
You got to gamble there. It's the steal.
He didn't run the helmet. He took it himself. That singular swipe. We've seen him get up on a couple of occasions, showing off that vertical.
He gets it instant. His mom was a former.
Yeah. A foul going to get on the ball on the screen from Chengu. That is going to be free throws for Alfred Chengu. Well, DeAndre, his role had been defined, and at first it was an adjustment for him this season, something he wasn't accustomed to as a number 1 overall pick to start his NBA career back in 2018. But you come in the league, you're a guy who averages a double-double every year as one of the main options on your team for the majority of his career. He gets here to L.A., and J.J. Redick, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, they have so many ball handlers, so many lethal offensive options, and it was, hey, can you be what Clint Capella was for many years? And he took offense to that at first. But over time, Nate really bought in over the latter course of the regular season, and we've seen it in this series where he's been huge at critical moments in games for this group.
You said it best. You said what J.J. Redick said we met with him before the game, the buy-in, the complete buy-in at 8. You see that what he's done. He's shot a career-high 80% at the rim during the regular season and 7-9 here with 15 points in the first half.
5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Houston by 9 on a foul away from the ball. And that's going to be free throws now for the Lakers. And it's Smith. That's going to be his third. So, look at this. 3 on Houston, 3 on Smith. Amen Thompson had picked up initially what looked like his third.
So smart in those situations for this young Rockets team. Made a nice run here the last 3 minutes, just giving them an opportunity to score right here. Look at Vinny Light for the Rockets.
Well, the good news for Houston, they had changed what was the first foul on Thompson down to Okogie. So 2 on Thompson, Okogie is going to sit. So Holiday, Shepard, Thompson, Smith, and Chengu for the final possession, all likelihood coming up here for Houston. They had an 11-point pusher that's been trimmed back down to 8. Smart will get one more free throw.
Rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, catch your body, hold 12 lurk. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust. In the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't mess. Red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding. rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos bust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't mess. Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grass standing. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't mess. Red alert, red alert, red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grass standing. rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, and the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Red alert, get your body whole 12 alert. If I shoot, I murk, get yourself so touched. Red alert, where the angels clutch heat, where the halos rust, in the ops rush, but the prayers ain't much. Don't ask. Red alert, yeah. Got the dirt on my soul, no grandstanding.